Welcome to the Tribune Scouting Report. I'm Jennifer Fierro here at the Fieldhouse of Mustang Stadium on the campus of Marble Falls High School. Now the Mustangs are coming off a tough 52-0 loss to Cedar Park High School, and yet this week they are preparing for a huge matchup against the Dripping Springs Tigers. In a moment, I'm going to walk in and ask head coach Cord Woerner the same question most everyone else is asking. Is it do or die time? We're going to get his response, and then we're going to hear from our expert, Mike Fletcher. All that and more on the Tribune Scouting Report right now.
These days, it's important to save money where you can. Performing regular maintenance on your air conditioning system can help lower your monthly utility bills. Sign up for Ken's Heating and Air Ultimate Savings Agreement and get 15% off on all service repairs. Ken's Heating and Air.
Welcome back. Coach Woerner, thanks for sitting with us. We want to talk to you about this big Dripping Springs game, but before we do that, I have one question for you about, well, two about Cedar Park High School.
Okay.
At the end of that game Friday night, you talked about your team facing adversity this week. How have they responded then so far this week to the adversity that you thought was coming for them as they prepare for this Tiger game on Friday?
Well, actually very well. You know, I hate for them to have to do that, but actually for the last several weeks, we've had some things, you know, between injuries and other situations come up that people have had to be moved around and plugged into different spots, and know that we're not going to be able to, you know, we started out with a philosophy, you know, offensively that we're unable to continue on, and we've adjusted that with personnel, and then we've lost some of that personnel. So we're having to continually adjust because we have to do what's best for our football team with the personnel that we have. And in a perfect world, you go in and everybody's healthy, and you do what you do best. And right now, what we do best is not what we started out the year doing best. So we will be doing the things that we feel like we need to be doing to try to move the football, put it in the end zone, win a ball game on Friday night.
Okay. Now, of course, you've got 3 games left. 2 of those are at home, but these are the 2 big ones, probably 2 of the ones that you had circled on your calendar for a while. We're going to start with the Dripping Springs game. Obviously a big one. Looks like Drip is coming in with a lot of momentum. What are your impressions of the Tigers this year? Oh,
we knew they were going to be a lot better this year. They're always a tough ball game. They're very quick. They move really well on defense. They run to the football well. Not exceptionally big, but very fast. And then offensively, they, you know, the young quarterback they have in there is really throwing the ball around well. They've been almost perfectly balanced run pass, except for one ball game when they were being just given something, so they took advantage of it all night. That's really the only thing that's thrown them off of their run pass balance. So they're doing an exceptional job this year.
Of course, they started off the district campaign with a big loss like Travis, but a lot of people can say that. They've reeled off 3 straight wins now. Is this the most confident team that you think you've faced so far this season?
Oh, I don't know about that. You know, Cedar Park seemed pretty confident last week when we played them. But no, they know that they have an opportunity to clinch some things and finish some things up. We have an opportunity to stay in the hunt and take care of our business. So it's going to be a good ball game.
What has been your biggest challenge this week with your boys? And I don't think it's physical. Is it more mental than physical? Is it instilling a game plan with them?
Well, you know, it's the kids that we have healthy are working hard, and they have had every opportunity. You know, it's tough when you see people going down around you and people that you've been counting on. It's tough to stay focused and really try to keep your work ethic where it needs to be sometimes, and they've done a really good job of that. They have understood that we are not going to give up our goals because we don't have this or that. I mean, we have adversity, but it's not going to do us any good to make a bunch of excuses. I mean, we're going to hop in and we're going to line up and we're going to try to put the ball in the end zone and we're going to try to get them stopped. And if those things go well for us, we're going to win a ball game.
I hate to do this to you, but you don't want to put you on the spot. Is the season come down to this game?
Well, I don't think any season comes down to a single game. Now, if you're asking about playoff implications, then yeah, we need to win this game to be in the playoff hunt. Absolutely. There's a lot more to a season with kids' personalities, situations, and really the enjoyment of the game. I would never say a season would be made or broken with one ball game, but the playoff implications, definitely we need to win this ball game. Yeah.
Coach, we certainly appreciate it. We'll see you Friday night here at Mustang Stadium, 7:30 kickoff, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. We wanted to welcome Mike Fletcher now, longtime season ticket holder for the Mustangs and someone who spent a lot of time at Marble Falls Independent School District at the central office. First, I want to get your impressions of the 2011 Mustangs. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think, you know, we've got a group of kids that are trying to work hard. You know, we've been, what, 4A for, at the bottom end of 4A for what, about
at least since the mid-90s.
Yeah.
At least.
And it's kind of tough to stand up against Lake Travis and Cedar Park when they've got twice the number of kids to come. And it's not all talent, but you got to have a combination of heart, and hopefully you have to have some talent too. And then I think we've been snake bit a little bit. I think we've had some injuries that have really hurt us. And really early on, we probably were 1 or 2 plays away from being undefeated until this last game.
Sure. So. Of course, you're very familiar with the Mustangs' rivalry with Dripping Springs High School, one that you've watched very closely. You've had sons who played for Marble Falls over the last 20 years. Has it been that long?
Yeah, afraid it has been.
So what are your impressions of the Marble Falls Dripping Springs rivalry?
Oh, I think it's going to be a great game. I think both teams play real hard, and so I think we'll enjoy it. We'll have a good time in the stands, and I hope we win.
I do too. Okay. I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you one last thing regarding school finance. I know that's your background. You're being financial officer here at Marble Falls for many years, doing that with various school districts around the country. What are your impressions of school finance, and how do you think specifically that's going to impact extracurricular?
It's getting tougher and tougher to build budgets. You know, we have inflation. We also hopefully expand our programs where you have more kids participating, and it's really hard to have a constant or even a decrease in the operating budgets and take care of our kids properly. State funding hasn't been what it used to be. We're actually helping other school districts because of our Robin Hood status. It's getting real tough. There's too much of a reliance on property tax, and I think the state needs to pony up a lot more than they have.
Okay. Well, it'll be interesting to see what the elections tell us and where they go from there. Mm-hmm. Thanks for your time, Mr. Fletcher.
Sure, Jennifer.
We'll be right back with some final thoughts.
We are established. We are qualified. We are certified. We are knowledgeable. We are dependable. We are Ken's Heating and Air. Our people make the difference.
Friday night's game between Marble Falls and Dripping Springs is going to come down to an offensive philosophy. Dripping Springs is going to want to come in and pass the ball, really spread things out, and offset the pass rush that Marble Falls will probably try to generate in order to force the quarterback into making mistakes. On the other hand, Marble Falls' offense is going to look to pound the ball, look for the Mustangs to run early and often as much as they possibly can in order to control the clock and then to keep the point total low. If Marble Falls is able to keep the point total under 20 points, then I think the Mustangs have a great chance of winning this ball game. But no matter what happens on Friday night, we'll be there, the Tribune Scouting Report, with all the details and the results of this tremendous rivalry between the Tigers and the Mustangs. Till then, we'll see you next week. I'm Jennifer Fierro.